Your settings are holding you back. In this video, I'm going through the best settings for console Rainbow Six Siege. Alright, the first thing we want to do is in the general tab, turn your display performance metrics to minimal metrics because that's going to show you your FPS and your ping, and those are very important. If they're like fluctuating, if they're high or low, whatever, then you need to know that. The next thing you want to do is turn your drone after prep to manual. The reason you want to do this is because if you're attacking and you're droning, right, when you have it on automatic, it makes it so that you get off your drone as soon as the prep phase ends. That's bad because if you're running from a defender, then they're going to kill your drone and you can't save your drone. But if you have it on manual, you can keep running from the defender and save your drone. Okay, next is the HUD settings. And you might not think this is very important, but the things on your screen can distract you and make it harder to see the other things on the screen. So I like to change them. And the first thing I like to do is turn my compass appearance to simplified. The next thing I like to change is I turn my health to number only. And as you see, when you don't have it on numbers only, it shows like a little bar at the bottom, which just takes up more space on the screen. There's no point of it. And when you have it on numbers only, there's no little bar on the bottom, so it just makes it a little bit more cleaner. The next thing I like to change is the action reminders. I put this to icons only. And when you have this on default, you can see in the bottom where it says barricade, you have the button you need to press, you have barricade, and you have an icon. And when you have it on icons only, it just shows the icon. Now, that's what I like to put it on. You can put it on something else, and it will make it easier for you. But I know when I walk up to a barricade, boom, now I can hold square to barricade it. I don't need to know the input or anything. But if you're more beginner, then maybe you could. And the next thing I like to change is the action reminder opacity. I changed this down to 50. And the only reason why I even have that on there in the first place is because I want to know when I'm able to reinforce something or when I'm able to barricade something. I already know the input and how to do it and all that stuff. So what I'm looking for is how close can I be to the wall before I can do it, or how close can I be to something before I can jump over it, or can I jump on top of something, whatever. And the next thing you want to turn off is general reminders. When it's on, you can see that it tells you how to go into your camera and how to ping and all that. But when you have it off, none of that is there. So I like to have it off because I already know how to do all that stuff. And the last thing that I change is I turn score updates off. And when you have this on, it tells you when you're gaining points. So if I were to barricade this right here, you're going to see I gain 5 points. But if my score updates are off, whenever I barricade something or gain any points, it's not going to pop up on my screen because I don't even need that. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is in the audio settings. These are all preference. Anything up here or down here is all preference, but the main thing is dynamic range. By default, it's on hi-fi, and I changed it to night mode. Now, hi-fi and night mode are the two most used, and the difference is on night mode, it makes it so that the explosions are quieter and the footsteps and everything else is louder. So it kind of balances them, and you obviously want to hear footsteps the most, so that's why I put it on night mode. But I mean, hi-fi isn't bad, and it doesn't make an incredible difference, but night mode is obviously better in my opinion. And the next thing I want to talk about is the display settings. Now, these vary if you're on next gen or old gen. On next gen, you can change some more stuff, but you can still follow this if you're on old gen or on next gen. The first thing is VSync. Always have this off. I mean, there's no real reason why you should have it on. I think it like smooths out the screen, but it adds lag and stuff and lowers your FPS. There's no point of having it on. Prioritize resolution makes it so that the game looks better, but it also makes your FPS a lot lower and more latency and stuff. So I put it on performance to play better. The next thing I want to talk about is field of view, and I have it on 90, which is the max option. You can lower it all the way down to like 85, 80, whatever. Just kind of feel it out. I think 90 is probably the best for most people, but a lot of people play on 87 or 84, and you know, just kind of feel that out and make it feel best for you. Okay, now for the control settings. Vibration, turn that off. Trigger effect, turn that off. Gadget deployment, turn this to advanced. Now, what gadget deployment does, when it's on standard, you have to hold down R1 to pull out your gadget, then go to a wall, and then let go of R1 to place it down. Now with advanced, you press R1 to pull your gadget out, then you hold square once you're up to a wall. I like advanced. I mean, it's kind of preference, but I like advanced more. I think it's better, so yeah. Okay, the next thing is drone deployment. Put this to advanced. When it's on standard, when you throw your drone out like this, your character immediately gets on it. Now, if anybody wanted to run out on you from this door, they could just rip the door down and run out on you and kill you, and you'd be on your drone. But when you have it on advanced, I can throw my drone out and still have my gun up, so now they can't run out on me. Now, for practice settings, have that disabled because this is basically just, it turns on aim assist and T-hunts and stuff, and you don't want that on because you don't want to practice with aim assist, and then when you get onto online games, there's no aim assist, so yeah. Controller layout, I have this default. Whenever they add like the advanced controller layout stuff where you can change individual buttons, I probably will turn that on, but for now I have this on default. Look inversion, I have this disabled. Now onto the sensitivity. This is personal preference, so there's a lot of videos to help you to find your actual sensitivity, find what's best for you. And if you want me to make one of those videos, I will, but for now, I'm just going to show you what I have. Controller rotation, I have this on classic. Vertical sensitivity 27. Horizontal sensitivity 67. I have my left stick on 15 because my stick drift is bad on my left stick, so the more you increase your dead zone, it'll be better for your stick drift. The right stick, I have this on 5 because it's better to have it as low as possible without stick drift because it helps you aim better, it helps it more responsive. Controller ADS sensitivity, I put this on advanced. You can have it on standard. I guess it would be more smooth and more consistent, but for me, I'm used to advanced, so I use advanced. You can use a converter. I don't use a converter. Just look up like R6 ADS converter and you'll find it, but I don't use one. You can copy mine down if you want, but yeah. And now aim on hold, and for advanced controller settings, I could make a whole video about this explaining what they do, but I don't even use them. I do know what they do, so I could make a video on that, but for me, I don't have any of them on. You can use these for specific situations, but I don't use them. If you want a video on that, just let me know. And that's the best settings for console siege. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And peace. Bye-bye.